Hi guys, this is Kim, and this is my daughter Grace, and she's going to be a special guest with me today, and she's going to help me make Easter-themed deviled eggs. Yes. What I've already done is I've boiled the eggs for about 8 minutes. You just want to do it on a little rolling boil, because if you do it too high, then your eggs are going to crack. So right here I've already got my boiled eggs and they've been peeled. So after you boil the eggs, put them in ice cold water, or just rinse them off in cold water, and it makes them easier to peel. And if you're having problems peeling, I always make extra just in case, because one of them is bound to not make the cut. So I've always have extra eggs on hand. So the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna take an egg and you're gonna slice it almost in, not quite in the middle, but in 3/4. So that way you have the top half is higher than the bottom. So it's like this. Okay, so as you're doing that, you also want to cut the tip of the bigger side so that way it can sit upright when you have them displayed on your plate. And make sure that when you cut the eggs that you keep them matched up so you're not separating and having a bunch of different eggs.
How come you didn't cut the ends off the other half?
Because they're the top half. So one side is the hat and one side is the body. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna put in this bowl the filling. You wanna try it? So basically you kind of squeeze it like that so the eggs kind of, the yolk kind of releases. And so then you're just filled with that shell. So what you're trying to do is get all the yolks in there, and then we're gonna make the filling. This is a really super simple, easy recipe to make with the kids, and it's great for Easter. And really, it's no cooking involved except for the eggs, and everything else is just putting together and then refrigerate. And you can make these a day ahead as well. Just make sure they're, that's fine.
Oh, God. I'm not eating that. Mark that one because I'm not eating.
This is so fun. So the next thing you're gonna do is, I kind of eyeball it because it just depends on how many eggs you do. So I just add a little bit at a time. You're really just looking for a little moisture. And then whatever mustard you like to use, I just put a little bit in there just for flavoring. And then I just take a pinch of salt. All right, okay, now go ahead and start mixing that up. And then you kind of use the back of your spoon. If you feel like it's not moist enough, then you can put more mayonnaise in there. Just keep mashing it up. If you need to, turn the bowl to the side a little bit, and then, yeah, just kind of go on the edge. You could also add, some people will add a pinch of garlic powder to their deviled eggs, but I just like to keep it simple. Sometimes I'll put a little bit of black pepper in there, but I'm just using 3 ingredients, mustard, mayo, and salt, and that's it.
No, yeah.
Because you want it to be creamy enough to where. So what's going to happen is once this filling is done, unless you have a pastry bag, and some people don't really have pastry bags, I just use a Ziploc bag and you put it in there, and then we're going to cut a hole right in the corner of the bag. But you want the consistency to be creamy enough to where you can squeeze it out. You don't want it to be like really thick. It'll be a lot harder to get out.
You want to do it?
Yeah, let me see. I usually like to do a spoon and I just kind of mash it, make sure all the filling gets nice and creamy. Taste it. And then just a little bit of salt. It's easier to add than it is to take away, so that's why you always want to start out with not as much ingredients and then kind of taste it as you go. Okay. All right, now I'm going to get a rubber spatula because it's easier to scrape. Now, there's several tricks to putting it in like a bag that's, say, a pastry bag. I usually take a glass, stick it in the glass, put the plastic over it, and then fill it that way. But this has a really big opening, a Ziploc bag, and you're trying to put it in the corner. So I'll hold the bag, and then you just put the filling right in the bottom of that. And obviously using a rubber spatula helps get all the filling out of there, because you really don't want to waste any of it. That's good. Okay. All right. Is it all cleaned up? All right. Okay. So I got it all in here, and I just kind of give it a little good shake, because right there is going to be the corner. And I kind of squeeze it a little bit. Doesn't look like a lot, but I mean, I only have so many eggs anyway, so. All right, now I'm gonna cut this. So the opening is really, you don't want it to be, start out a little small, and then you can always go bigger if you need to. And then, if it doesn't work when you're testing it, the first one, you can always take that filling and throw it right back in the bag. All right, so I'll show you how to do this first one. So you're trying to do is you're trying to fill it all the way up and then a little bit on the top, because you want to see the filling sticking out of the top of the egg, and then you're going to put the other white piece that you cut off the other part of the egg and stick it right on top of that like a little hat.
That's a lot.
Oh. And then make sure you know where the opening is on the plastic bag. Yep. Okay. And then just kind of stick it in there and fill it first. And then, yeah, keep squeezing the bag. Good. Just keep making it fat. There you go. Perfect. All right. All right, let's do this one.
Where did this one go?
I don't know. We kind of lost track. All right. Stick that one there. So you'll have... Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take these black olives and we're gonna make the eyeballs. And so all you're gonna do is you're gonna take your straw and just poke holes through the olive. Cheep, cheep. Cheep, cheep. Very cool. All right, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna make it look pretty and do a plate. So I have some parsley, curly parsley. So what you need to do is just kind of break it off, and we're gonna put it on our display tray. And this is the bed that they're gonna lay on. Yep, so put it all out there. Yep, you might wanna do like where kind of the sprigs kind of, so they look like free range chickens. All right, go ahead and take that one. Oh my gosh, look how cute they are. Perfect. Oh, that's so cute. Okay, now we're gonna do something really fun and super easy, and you literally need 3 ingredients. So I've got these pretzels that are shaped like squares, so we have those. And then M&Ms, and the only ones I could find are the mini ones, because there's nothing in the stores right now. So what I wanted to try to find was the Easter colors, which is pinks and blues, but we're just gonna make do with the M&Ms that we have. It'll still work. And then I'm gonna use these white chocolate melting wafers. You can use any kind of chocolate chips. You can use chocolate, milk chocolate, you can use caramel chips, whatever. So it's really up to you however you wanna do it. But I like white chocolate and pretzels mixed together. What do you like? You like the
I like white chocolate.
White chocolate better, yeah. Okay, all right, so now what we're gonna do is I have just a baking sheet, and I have a silicone mat that I put inside of this. And if you don't have a silicone mat, then just use parchment paper. That's really easy to do. So, okay, go ahead and put all your pretzels on here. It's sticky. Yeah, it's sticky. It's a non-stick mat. Okay, and then what you also want to do is you want to turn your oven on to about 250. You're not trying to bake anything. You're just trying to basically melt the wafers when you put them on top of it. Every morning on Sunday, Grace goes out and the Easter Bunny has shown up with all kinds of eggs in the yard. So I think we've done that your whole life. So I believe it's come to be expected now. Try to figure out, be creative, different creative ways in filling the eggs. Little mini nail polishes. When I was a kid, we really didn't do Easter egg hunts, but one time my cousin and I got to do an Easter egg hunt on my Grandpa Price's house. And I still remember that because we never did it, and then we did it that year. And it was right before we always went over there for Easter dinner. And I just remember we didn't have candy. They would boil the eggs that we dyed the night before, and then they would take those eggs and go hide them in the yard. So basically, we hunted for boiled eggs. And but anyway, it's one of the times that I remember as a kid that I really liked and remembered. So, and then the other thing that I remember is that the Easter Bunny would hide a basket in the house somewhere. So when I got up, I had to go look for it. And I remember one year there wasn't a basket, or there was, but it wasn't hidden. And I was so sad because I had expected to have an Easter basket that was hidden. So I always thought that anyway. All right, so we pretty much are done with the flowers. All right. So like I said, we're just gonna let these sit for probably like 10 minutes to harden, and then we'll be able to try them. Okay, all right, we're gonna try one of our little creations. Cheers. Happy Easter.
Happy Easter.
Good God. Yeah, you might want to make a lot of these. So I only made about a dozen. So you got the chocolate and the M&Ms, and then you got the white chocolate. Use the Reese's Pieces M&Ms for peanut butter flavor. It's really up to you, whatever you want to put on top. But it's nice when you have a melting chocolate, you can just set it on there. Today we made the little Easter egg deviled eggs, and then we made the Easter flowers. If you have time, get the ingredients, make it at home. This is super easy to do with the kids. It gives them something to do, and you can teach them how to measure things. Thanks for watching, and I hope you saw some other videos that I've done. Just keep following us, and happy Easter. Bye. Say bye, Grace.
Bye, Grace.